Hey, look, it's Michael Kingswood here and back here on the deep dive as part of story time. 2 days in a row, we're on a roll. I actually gonna get this uh, trend that I said I was gonna start yesterday truly going. And hey, so far it's good to be doing that. Good to be back here and see everybody all no, okay. See me waiting for everybody, but that's okay. I haven't done this in a while. And it used to be there were people showing up, but then it's been a couple months, and so all good. But I don't have a huge amount of writing stuff to talk about today. Um, I have obviously continuing working towards my goal for the story of the week. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a 2 a week yet. I won't do a 2 a week this week. That's for sure. Maybe if I get started on that, I'll do that next week. But this week we're just getting back on the the 1 a week horse there. So take it as it goes, right? So, but I figured I would read some stuff from the general election guidebook for the California election that's happening in just a couple days. For suckers who don't want their vote counted properly, it's been happening for a couple weeks now. But those of us who want to vote properly on election day, it's going to be on Tuesday. So there have been a number of these propositions. There always are, and some of them have been highly advertised. A couple of them, Prop 26 and Prop 27 in particular, and these are contentious between the local Indian tribes and also. At least at first, but the advertising has shifted a bit since then, in the last few weeks. They both involve online gambling or gambling in general. 26 is for in-person gambling, and 27 is for online. And it was very interesting to watch the ad campaigns change on these over the months, over the weeks leading up to this election here. Because at first it was all the small tribes, all the small tribes were saying, "Don't do 26, do 27." And the big tribes are saying, "Don't do 27, do 26." And the big tribes are still saying, "Don't do 27." But the small tribes in the advertisements and the TV spots and stuff that I've seen have not. It's moved away from the support the small tribe thing for 27 now, and it's gone towards end the homelessness. We're finally going to solve the homeless problem in California with 1227. Because and reading opening up this, it's obvious why. Here's Prop 27. Section 1. This measure shall be known and may be cited as the California Solutions to Homelessness and Mental Health Support Act. That title alone tells you it's not going to do anything to support homelessness and mental health. But let's go ahead and talk through these things because I'm educating myself as I do this, and just because it's kind of amusing to think it through and compare it with what the advertisements has been. So Prop 27 allows tribes or gambling companies to offer online sports betting. It requires tribes and gambling companies that offer online sports betting to make certain payments to the state for specific purposes, such as to support state regulatory costs and to address homelessness. Notice, such as addressing homelessness. The proposition also creates a new online sports betting regulatory unit, and it provides new ways to reduce illegal online sports betting. So it changes the Constitution to allow online sports betting over the internet if you're over 21. And okay. And allows groups to apply for 5-year license to offer online sports betting. So if you have licensed tribes, can offer sports betting under the tribe's names. Licensed gambling companies can do the same thing. And it requires 10% of profits be paid to the state. It creates a new fund. The above payments to the state would go to a California online sports betting trust fund. The rest would first be used for state regulatory costs. The rest would be used for two major purposes: 85% to address homelessness and for gambling addiction programs, doesn't specify how, and 15% for tribes that are not involved in online sports betting. So they would kick back to the tribes that are not benefiting from this online sports betting. And this, I guess, is why the small tribes want this proposal to go through, because they'll get money. And I can't fault them with that. But I do find the advertising of this is going to finally solve homelessness problem a little bit duplicitous, because 85% of the leftover funds that are raised, of all the funds raised in this, 10% goes to the state. After the state pays for all its other expenses, 85% goes to doing something to address homelessness and gambling addiction problems. Doesn't say what, doesn't say how. Something tells me it's just a grift, and money will go to political cronies and won't help homelessness worth a darn. Call me cynical. So that's Prop 27. Prop 26, you'll notice, so that we pull up the official name for Prop 26 here. Excuse me a second. Prop 26, I'm instantly a little more amenable to, because this measurement shall be known as the California Sports Wagering Regulation and Non-Lawful Gambling Enforcement Act. There's no attempt to grift off of homeless people to get it passed. So right off the bat, it's more honest. So Prop 26 allows in-person sports betting at racetracks and tribal casinos. Notice in person, not online. It requires that racetracks and casinos that offer sports betting make certain payments to the state, such as to support regulatory costs. The proposition also allows additional gambling, such as roulette, at tribal casinos. Finally, it adds a new way to enforce certain state gambling laws. Changes the Constitution so people over 21 can bet at sports and racetracks. Racetracks pay the state 10% of the sports bets made each day after subtracting any prize payments. Okay, not unreasonable. Tribal casinos, sports bet can be offered on tribal lands only after a tribe changes its compact with the state to allow it. So they have to jump through some hoops. The tribes have to jump through some hoops. And it sets up a new California Sports Wagering Fund. So the California Sports Wagering Fund, first used to help meet education spending. Then the monies would next be used to support regulatory costs, and the remaining monies would go three ways: 15% to gambling addiction and mental health programs, 15% for sports betting and gambling enforcement costs, and the rest to the state general fund. Well, you can kind of say that the mental health problem thing would go to the homeless thing, because let's face it, a lot of homeless stuff has a lot of the homeless problem has a mental health component to it, right? But this is more honest, and that doesn't pretend that all the money is going to go to homelessness. No, I mean 15%. So again, Prop 26. Let's read it again. The money will first go to calculate the minimum spending. So go to help K-12 spending first, and then regulatory costs, and then if anything's left over, help to gambling addiction, mental health problems, sports betting, gambling enforcement cost, and state general fund. All of this is a caveat of if anything's left over after the regulatory costs and stuff get done. How much is going to be left over after those regulatory costs and stuff get done? Great question. I mean, I have no possible way of knowing that for certain. I'm wagering not much. So, getting the general feel of the advertising surrounding these two, you can see why the small tribes favor Prop 27, right? Because they get a cut of the money, even if they're not really actively participating in it. The big tribes who already have their big casinos, and based upon probably a bunch of them have racetracks, directly benefit from 26, whereas they wouldn't directly benefit from 27 unless without putting up the effort to do the online thing. As I said before, I'm inclined to say no to 27 just because it's dishonest the way it's presented. 26, yeah, I don't know. And when I first heard that these proposals were coming in, there's going to be online betting, I was like, hey, yeah, that could be cool. It'd be nice if, because, yeah, I like to play poker, as I've talked about here before. Um, when I was overseas with the Navy, I played some online poker. Of course, you can't do that in most of the states in the U.S. because the United States is more and more a totalitarian hellhole. But in the name of the war on terror back in the mid aughts, they decided there was money laundering going on with online poker. So the U.S. said you can't do online poker in the U.S. anymore. There's a couple states, I think New Jersey has a provision where it's allowable and feed that, but by and large, can't do it. Which of course is dumb because if there is money laundering going on, well, punish the people who are doing the money laundering. Don't punish the people who haven't done anything wrong. And two, anyway, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. It wasn't presented as the ban on the online poker thing wasn't done as a moral thing. It was a law and order thing, which based on probably a faulty premise and also a really bad application of it. So I've always hated that was not allowable here in the States. When I saw that California was doing these things, that before I read it through, I was like, oh man, that could be cool. Online poker. I go play poker live, but it'd be cool because of a lack of removal of some level of totalitarianism. But no, it turns out it's just more grifting. Um, the uh, if the advertisement for Prop 27 wasn't so completely dishonest, um, we're going to solve homelessness by a program that's not going to really give any money to the homelessness problem. Um, I'd be more in favor of that because, hey, small tribes get some money, cool. And online, hey, cool. But no, the in-person sports and racing, okay. People want to do that, fine. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably going to do no on both of them just out of principle. Anyway, um, there's some other ballot props that we'll talk about going forward, but that's my take on those two. It's amusing to read them through and educate myself as I talk to all you guys about them. A couple more days. So let's see. What should we talk about tomorrow? Let's see. The other ballot propositions for California. Prop 1, constitutional right to reproductive freedom. Okay. Prop 28, it's funding for arts and music. 29, oh, the other 29 is the other one that's been advertised a lot. It requires on-site licensed medical professionals at kidney dialysis clinics. That's what it says. The advertising for it has been quite sob stories. And then there's two more. So we got a couple more days till next Tuesday, election day, and we'll talk through the rest of those. That'll be fun. In the meantime, we're going here for about 15 minutes, and I see, hey, look, there's one or two people here. Awesome. I am actually going to leave now, though, because I'm going to record the story for this week's Story Saturday, which, as you recall, is Terra Infirma. It's story number 32 from Stories from the Great Challenge. This awesome collection of 52 stories that I wrote over the course of a year as part of a challenge which I am recommencing starting this week. And Terra Infirma is, of course, a science fiction story about colonists on an alien world and stuff goes wrong. It'll be fun. Come by Saturday and we will read that through. just as a reminder, late last night, posted story 31. I was posted a little late. It was supposed to be up next weekend, but I was late. That is Wolves on Cornell Street, which is a speculative fiction thing about a world run by cats. Just because I hate cats, and I hate that writers like cats. So I decided to write a story about cats running the world because I was annoyed with writers liking cats. It's just go listen to it. It's on the channel. It's a fun story, even though I hate cats. And then when you're done with that, please make sure you like the channel, subscribe to everything, tell all your friends about it, come by the website, sign up for the mailing list, go and buy the various books. Stories from the Great Challenge, everything, michaelkingswood.com/store, as you can see there at the bottom of your screen. I make the most money if you come straight to me. You can go to Amazon, at Barnes & Noble, Kobo, Apple, all the other places. If you like those guys better, it's not as cool as coming to me because I make less money when you do that. So do that. Don't do that. Come to me. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for being around here and showing up, and we will talk tomorrow. I don't know the exact time tomorrow. Probably be, because it's Friday, probably going to be earlier in the afternoon just because of probably around 3 or 4. I will send notifications out because I'm still figuring out as I said before, I'm still figuring out my new schedule here, but I think probably around 3 or 4 Pacific time tomorrow. And then we'll continue on through the weekend. All right. Have a good one. I'll talk to you next time. See ya.